Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cam and Focus Weekly. I am Cam. With me tonight is Andrew. How are you this evening?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Just in case anybody was wondering why you're not seeing my beautiful mug on screen today, I'm in the process of moving. My house is a catastrophe, and I feel like it'll be better for all parties involved if we just kind of omit all that from the stream. So
He doesn't want us to see his collections all out.
right. We'll see exactly because then people will have reasons to break into my house and try and steal my
Exactly.
stuff,
And
and
I don't want to show my
we just don't
movies
want that.
anymore. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not showing my movies.
exactly. And not to mention, we're talking about Chuck Norris tonight, and I'm just not worthy of being on screen as at the same time
That
as the topic of Chuck Norris. So.
that is a good point. So yeah. Oh man.
All right. Well, if you missed our stream from a couple of weeks ago, we discussed 12 Angry Men, which was an incredible movie. Absolutely fantastic. It's the more I think about it, the more it's slowly climbing up into probably my top 20 favorite films of all time.
I
It's
agree.
just it's so good. It's just so
Yeah.
damn good. Today we're taking a bit of a dip in quality. Uh, we're going to be talking about Chuck Norris now. Here's the thing. Chuck Norris isn't exactly known for cinema gold, but he is
Right.
always entertaining to watch on screen. And today, specifically, we're talking about the film Lone Wolf McQuade, which oh, I don't know I don't know where to start with this movie. It's there are some things it does exceptionally well,
Mm-hmm.
and some things that it really doesn't. Um, I guess we'll kind of jump right into it. The movie starts off with this gang who is stealing horses, and you have Chuck Norris, the Texas Ranger, because of course he is. That's just what Chuck Norris is a Texas
Yeah.
Ranger. Uh, and he's watching these guys from up on his kind of crow's nest area, and
The aura in this opening scene is just through the
incredible.
roof. Yeah.
And he doesn't have a telescope. He's not watching
No.
them through binoculars. He's watching them through a
Mm-mm.
sniper scope,
Yeah.
because of course he is.
Of course. And when they
And
shoot at him, he doesn't flinch. Yeah.
of course not. Yeah, these guys fire at him with automatic weapons, and he doesn't move a muscle because he's Chuck fucking Norris. He's not afraid of
Of
bullets.
course.
The bullets
No.
miss him on purpose.
Yeah, the bullets are afraid of him. Dude, we're gonna have so many of those jokes tonight.
Oh my god. Uh, and
Uh,
and he finally comes down there. The gang leader is like, "Well, why don't you come down here and fight us like a man?" And yep, he does
he
exactly
did.
that.
He kicked the
And
guy's butt.
he goes down there and he pulls out a machine gun, and he's mowing these fools down, firing from the hip, of course. Which is the worst thing you can do, firing a machine gun. But
Yeah. It's
I
Chuck
mean,
Norris.
short of firing with your eyes closed, but still.
Oh man.
And it just escalates from there. And yeah, I mean, obviously this was my first time seeing this movie. I had never heard of it before. And honestly, I don't know if you did the same thing, Andrew, but I
Mhm.
went onto Google, and I just typed
Oh.
in Chuck Norris full movie, and this was the first thing that came up.
Oh, interesting. I went to Tubi and typed in Chuck Norris and found like 15 of his movies and just went add to watch list, add to watch list, add to watch list. Because I was like, I ended up watching 4 movies. So
Really?
yeah, the first one I watched was Invasion USA. Then I watched Lone Wolf McCade. And then I watched 2 out of the 3 Missing in Action movies that he did.
Gotcha.
This one was the highlight for me out of the 4. So
Yeah, and I've seen Chuck Norris movies in the past, and this one definitely strikes me as one that had a lot more thought put into it.
yeah,
It because I mean, yeah, it has some of your common things that you would see in the '90s and the late '80s, which were really like funnily, like hilariously edited fight scenes. I mean, we'll get to that here in a minute, but
mhm,
it has your typical kind of silent, no nonsense protagonist. He doesn't
yeah.
do things by the books.
Mm-mm.
Uh, you know,
I
yeah,
gotta say, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, 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 no. Sorry, go ahead.
I may be a little bit biased to this movie just because he is a Texas Ranger, and I know Texas Rangers obviously from being in Texas, but I just think it's cool. Because I also grew up with him as Walker. That's what I watched as a
Right,
kid.
right.
This was actually the first time I watched any movies with him as the lead. I had seen some of his cameo appearances, like Dodgeball. He makes a cameo in that. And Vince Vaughn goes, "Thank you, Chuck Norris," and he goes, um,
He
but
got paid so much for that, I'm sure.
oh, I'm sure the whole half the budget went to that. Um, but as far as like 80s tropes go, I thought this movie was fun. I mean, it's not top tier action or story or anything, but it just was a fun time. So
It was, and it did strive to have a fairly well thought out story. You know,
yeah,
you have these gangsters who acquire automatic weapons. You know, turns out that they were thinking that they got them from the military, uh, and his people close to him got killed, and launches him on this on his mission, so to speak. And I mean, it's a setup that we've seen a lot. You know, it's kind of the staple of 80s action where you have your quiet, no nonsense protagonist. Somebody close to him gets killed, and it brings him into action.
yeah,
Uh, it's a tried and true formula. We've seen it time and time again, and somehow it usually works, unless
yeah.
you're Steven Seagal, in which case there's no such thing
You can't
as
get mad at me now because you brought him up.
I know. It had to happen at some point.
Right. Well, I gotta say it's funny because you talk about tropes. If you said this, I apologize. But there's like the boss that doesn't like him, even though he's the best at being
Yeah.
a
Oh
Texas
yeah.
Ranger, most productive, I should say. But like I said, he doesn't go by the book. Um, but it's funny because on the to be description, it mentions how his daughter's kidnapped
Yeah.
as like the main plot line, but that doesn't happen till the last like 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Which I whatever. I just thought it was funny because I kept going, when's his daughter gonna get? Like, when's this gonna happen? But um and oh, he has the wolf as a pet, like which fits the title, but
Of
um
course.
he has to. Like it's Chuck Norris. Like that's his dog. Um um but yeah, I thought it was fun. So
And we got Chuck Norris put up against David Carradine. I mean
yeah.
that's just that. I mean, that right there is worth the price of admission.
Right.
And I'll just go ahead and jump to that last fight scene between the two of them. I
It
mean,
was
you
actually
you
pretty
had
good. I won't lie.
it really was.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, you had some sloppy editing and stuff here and there, but
Yeah.
I mean, this was this was simultaneously perfectly choreographed and under
hmm
choreographed. It really felt like a
I know
scrap
exactly
between
what you
two
mean.
guys.
Yeah.
And
It was like the movie part of it, you know what I mean? Like the perfection of the movie part, but also the realism of like if these guys were actually fighting, it would have some of those beats.
right, right. I mean, obviously, without the over the top organ music in the background,
Oh, how could I forget that? Yeah.
which
It came out of nowhere.
honestly, honestly, I almost thought that it was like music overlaid on top of the scene to protect it from copyright or something like that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but I watched different uploads of the same scene, and it's all
Yeah.
there, and I'm like, oh my god, they actually did that.
I was like, this doesn't fit at all. Like,
No, it doesn't. But somehow, I mean, as ridiculous as it was in the moment, looking back on it, it still oddly kind of fits because
yeah.
it. I mean, I really don't want to keep on making Chuck Norris jokes, but it's kind of inevitable at this point. Chuck Norris just makes it work somehow. He's got
Yeah.
that. He's got that like no nonsense 1,000 yard stare
hmm
that just with the music overlaid on top of that, it just works. As
Well,
ridiculous as it is, it works.
and I'll say this, I think that's what was so great about the 80s action stars is the movies weren't necessarily anything new or always that good, but they all made the movies good.
Right.
Because even I won't go too much into the other movies, but the Invasion USA that I watched is a little bit similar where there's like this operation going on and he has to take it down and he takes it down all by himself.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Or like missing in action, he's able to get all the prisoners of war out by himself, like Rambo. That movie is like they saw Rambo and were like, we gotta Copy that. But yeah, I just there's like a certain charm to these movies that we don't see nowadays, and I think that's why I enjoyed them for what they were, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Back then, with action movies, they weren't so concerned about uh how do I how do I phrase this? They weren't concerned with making a great movie. They were
Yeah.
concerned more with making a fun movie. And
Yes.
I feel like that art in Hollywood is kind of lost on on very many levels. I mean, yeah, granted, you do have the occasional outlier here and there, like
Mhm.
the new movie with Zazie Beats called "Kill Them All," I think is or "They Will Kill You." I'm pretty sure is
Oh,
what it's called. I seen trailers and stuff for that movie, and that movie looks just fun as hell. Um,
yeah. Well, it's
eh,
kinda like the first John Wick movie. After the first hour, there's not much story, but it's such a fun ride, you
right,
know? And I
exactly.
think that's what an action movie needs to do. You're watching for the action. I want good action, and that elevates what maybe lack of depth of plot there is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause these aren't, like, deep movies, but they're fun, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And but back in, the 80s, we really had that action movie renaissance because we got like what we got Terminator, we got other Schwarzenegger movies, we got Sylvester Stallone movies like Rocky. Uh
John Claude Van
yeah,
Damme.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You had the boom of all of these crazy action stars, and they were just put in whatever movie they could get put into.
Yeah.
It didn't matter that the movies themselves were probably shit, like Time Cop, for example.
Yeah.
Um, exactly. But the action star is what made the movies what they were, and
Yeah.
we've got kind of a resurgence of that. You brought up John Wick. That's a perfect
Yeah.
example. Keanu Reeves is what makes those movies work so well.
Mhm. Yeah, and
So,
when you look at Chuck Norris, his filmography, the '80s was, like, his peak decade for movies.
yeah,
He had some hits after the fact, but really once he started doing Walker, he kinda took a step back from movies.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I mean, they're like I said, they're just fun. It's like turn your brain off movies, you know? You're
yeah,
not you just have a good time. It's an hour and a half, hour 40, give or take. Um,
yeah.
so
Exactly, and you put it perfectly well. These are definitely kind of turn your brain off movies. But then once you see
mhm.
Chuck Norris square up with somebody, you're locked in again.
Yeah, it's these action '80s stars are like human superheroes, if that makes sense, because
Yeah.
they're I shouldn't say it's not realistic. I guess it could happen, but the likelihood of like one guy taking out a whole operation by himself, but
It kind of stretches the suspension of disbelief a bit.
yeah, a little bit, but also it's I mean, Chuck Norris could do that. Like, come on, like, there's no denying that. If it was Steven Seagal, I would be like, dude, you ain't even going up those stairs. You ain't going down that hill. You're just gonna move
He's
like
gonna look around for his stunt double.
yeah, he's like, "Wait a minute, I need my stunt double." Um,
Oh
but
man.
yeah,
Yep. Yeah,
um,
I remember the first thing that I ever saw Chuck Norris in. I was okay. I was 12 years old, and my mom's boyfriend at the time bought me a Bruce Lee DVD box set. Uh,
oh,
and there were five movies in total. There was Big Boss, Way of the Dragon, Game of Death 1 and 2, and one more that I can't remember for the life of me. But Way of the Dragon had the final fight in that movie was Bruce Lee
mhm,
fighting Chuck Norris. I mean that right there. There's so much novelty in just knowing that something like that exists,
yeah,
and
oh, yeah,
the first like 5 minutes of their fight is literally them preparing for the fight. Them,
yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, where they're like,
yeah, exactly. They're cracking all the bones in their body. Chuck Norris has to do his little hair flip, and when they finally start to square off and kind of go at each other, I mean, it looks ridiculous. It really
yeah,
does. But the two of them being as accomplished as they are, they made it work.
yeah.
And I look back on that with so much fondness. It's such a nice thing to have.
Yeah, well, I don't mean to ruin the scene for you, but one time I saw a edit of it that was music makes all the difference, and it's like romantic music playing as they're like taking off their keys and like cracking the knuckles and doing like this.
No,
Yeah.
movie ruin.
Yeah, we can never watch the scene the same. Um, I did want to say real quick because I thought this was funny in the movie Invasion USA. He has a lot of cool like aura moments, as the kids say.
Yeah.
There's a part where because the guy that's the head of the operation has a history with Chuck Norris, and I will say the one issue with the story was I thought I was actually watching a sequel. And I had to look it up, and it's a standalone. But there's like this past between him and Chuck, and he thought he killed Chuck, and then Chuck comes back to like take him down, and he's like freaking out and whatever. Anyway, point is, there's a scene where they're like trying to destroy cities in America, so they're gonna blow up a church, and they set the bomb on the steps, and they walk off, get to their cars, and they go to press the button, and it doesn't work. And Chuck Norris is up on top of the building where they are, and he has the bomb, and he's like, "It'll work now," and throws it on them, and they explode.
Oh my
And
god.
then later, he gets one of their bazookas, and he it's the final show off between him and the bad guy, and they're standing in this hallway, and he goes up behind him and he goes, "Time to die," and shoots off the bazooka at the guy, and of course he's fine, nothing hit, no debris hit Chuck.
Of
But
course.
I was like, I'm describing it as not. It was cool. Like it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Explosions consciously make the effort to avoid Chuck Norris.
Yes. The fire starts to go this way. And it's like, oops, he's gonna burn me, and it turns.
Yeah. But blown away by Chuck Norris simply breathing on it.
Yeah, he was like.
Meanwhile, the breeze over in China gets a little bit stronger. Chuck Norris walked through Chicago one day and ate something spicy. That's why it's the Windy City now.
Oh man, I had heard that one. That was good.
Oh god.
Did
You?
Oh,
Oh no,
sorry,
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say real quick. I actually have a neat family story tie to Chuck.
Yeah.
I was talking to my aunt about us doing this show, and she was saying that her brother was a 10-degree black belt martial artist who actually worked with Chuck and was a background fighter in some of his movies. I think it was like 2 or 3.
Wow.
But Chuck would train occasionally at his karate dojo, I guess. Yeah, dojo.
Yeah.
Maybe it was martial arts. I don't know. But I just thought that was cool. That there's a bit of a family tie there. So
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, the only person that I know personally who was starred in a movie was the movie Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
That movie was great as a kid, but
well, when I lived in Texas, when I was in the 6th grade, I went to school with this kid. His name was Justin, and he was an extra in Shark Boy and Lava Girl. He was one of the kids in the classroom.
That seems great.
but before the movie even came out, he came to school wearing a Shark Boy and Lava Girl T-shirt. He got a check from Robert Rodriguez for like $75, which at the time, this was like 2004 or something. That was a lot of money for a kid.
Yeah, well, that was before time, but yeah,
and we all just thought it was the coolest thing ever. I mean, not that I ever want to watch that movie again, but if I do ever watch it, I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for him and point him out and be like, there he is.
He ruined my dream journal. I did not.
Send him to the principal's office and have him expelled.
That's one where you look at the CGI and you go, I cannot believe I believed that as a kid.
I know.
The movie itself is fun. So
yeah.
Robert Rodriguez is a good director, so
yeah, well, one day we'll talk about him. One day, but not this day. Did you ever watch the Expendables movies?
No, but I know Chuck. Was it 2 or 3 he's in?
I think it was 3.
I think
it was 3 that he was in. And I remember seeing that in the theater because I literally had nothing better to do. And honestly, as bad. Okay, okay, okay. But before I get ahead of myself, the first movie is actually not bad. The
Hmm.
first movie is actually okay, but and they just kind of degrade in quality after that. But I mean, as silly as those movies are, I am glad that they exist because they are love letters to
Hmm.
'90s action cinema.
Oh,
You know,
really? Okay.
you have all these heavy hitters in here because
Hmm.
you get Schwarzenegger who shows up for a cameo. You get Jason Statham. You get Jean Claude
Wow, he
Van
stepped
Damme
out of his
shows up.
comfort zone.
I'm sorry.
Jason Statham, I said he stepped out of his comfort zone with those movies.
Right. You get geez, who else is in there? Dolph Lundgren is in there. I mean, just yeah,
Okay.
all these 90s and 80s action stars coming
Like the
together in these
Avengers.
movies. I mean, it's just so much fun. And they bring with them every trope imaginable.
Mm.
Every single one to make these movies. And Chuck Norris shows up in the third one, I'm pretty sure is the one that he's in, and he shows up literally like in the middle of the movie. The guys are pinned down under fire. Chuck Norris shows up with a chain gun and saves the freaking day. He just blows everyone away. He gets like five lines in the movie.
That's
He
all I
shows
gotta.
up, he blows them away. He's like, okay, you're safe now, and then he's gone, and that's his scene.
Oh,
And
that's so good. I gotta watch.
it's glorious.
Yeah. Well, I will say this, and as I like self-aware movies because I tropes can be annoying, but when the movie's intentionally doing it,
Yeah.
like I watched the Scream movies earlier for the first time, and they're very meta, self-aware about the horror and the rules and all that
Oh,
stuff,
sure.
and it's actually fun to watch. So I may have to check those out. 'Cause dude, I gotta watch that Chuck Norris scene just on YouTube and then
Oh,
watch the movies.
it's so good, and Chuck Norris plays it so seriously, but I feel like he does that because he knows that
Yeah,
that's what audiences expect from him, and that's what they want from him. They want him
yeah.
to come in with a couple of one-liners with a big gun and just mow fools down.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh yeah,
Well,
oh
and
yeah.
what I like about him too is, for the most part, I think he did most of his stunts in his movies, um, because he was a martial artist, like in real life.
Right, right.
So that's
Yeah,
cool.
I forget exactly what his credentials were. I mean, I mean, yeah,
History.
he was a black belt, but I forget what degree he was. But I mean, yeah, I mean, he, yeah, he could
He
take any
was.
silly action fight scene and make it look good.
Yeah. So he had a black belt in karate, taekwondo, tang sudo. I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't know what
Brazilian
that is.
jiu-jitsu and judo. That's just according to Wikipedia, so I don't
What a
know. But
dingus!
um, hey Spencer. And he also served. I know he served. I think 2 years in the Navy before he was
Hmm.
an actor, which is cool. So, like Robert Duvall, an American hero and icon. So
Yeah,
you don't see,
yeah, definitely.
you know.
And I mean, knowing that he's so accomplished in all these different martial arts disciplines. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, his action scenes are silly and whatnot, but like I said, he makes them look good.
Yeah.
He does bring a certain level of authenticity to these things,
Mhm.
especially with his earlier films, just because he was still fresh off the block. He really brought that energy to them, despite the
Yeah.
fact that he plays kind of the same character in every
Yeah.
movie that he's in.
Well,
But
and that's a good point because that goes a long way into the experience of the movie, you know? Um, that there's that care there and
yeah.
that determination and to be honest, even up to his death at 86, he was still active. Like I know he wasn't acting as much, but he was there. You see videos online of him like working out, being in shape, training, and all this stuff.
Oh yeah, he was still doing
So
demonstrations basically up
yeah,
until the last year of his life.
yeah, which I think is awesome, you know.
Admirable, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's something that I really admire about him is just his dedication to his craft. I mean,
Mhm.
because he could walk into the most ridiculous movie imaginable, and he would still take it seriously. And it shows it shows. I mean, obviously, it goes without saying that it shows the most with the action. He really he cared about what he
Yeah,
did. And granted, I haven't seen every Chuck Norris movie under the sun, but I mean, I
yeah.
haven't seen one yet where I got the impression that he was just there for the paycheck.
Exactly. Even the missing in action movies. The second one is not really that good, but he's enjoyable in it. And I'm
Yeah.
definitely there's a few on my to be watch list that I didn't get to before the show, but I do want to watch after the fact. But yeah, well, and even in Walker, I remember there were like silly episodes. Like, of course, again he takes down like a whole gang of guys, but
Yeah.
there's that dedication. He's just so cool while doing it that as a kid I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be a Texas Ranger. Like,
Yeah.
you
Oh
know,
yeah.
so
And granted, I never watched Walker Texas Ranger growing up. It's just not. I lived in Texas. That's blasphemy right there. I get it, but I do remember my father watching it occasionally. Which my father lived about as far from Texas as you could in the U.S. He lived up in Connecticut, which
oh man,
which is a little bit of irony there, but he had it on every now and then. And the main thing I remember about that show, besides how serious Chuck Norris was, he does a lot of roundhouse kicks. Holy
oh
crap!
yeah, I know.
Everybody is taken
Yeah,
out with some variety of roundhouse kick.
yeah. Well, I gotta say, my grandparents introduced me to the show because they like like watching westerns and everything. And I don't remember it aired on some cable channel, and I remember just watching it with them and then just picking it up on my own. I don't know if I ever watched the whole show, but man, it's so I don't know if it declined because it ran 9 seasons. So I don't know if it ever declined towards the end or if
Yeah.
he did the full 9 seasons. But I just remember watching it a lot growing up, and um, yeah,
I-
it's a good show from what I remember. So
yeah. I just want to acknowledge a couple people in the chat. From Mr. Spencer, have we covered what's our favorite Chuck Norris movie? Um, so I haven't seen enough Chuck Norris movies to know for sure which is my favorite. I do know that Lone Wolf McCade it's a good movie. As
yeah,
ready as I was going into it to just think it was the silliest thing ever, I did find myself actually kind of engaging with it and coming out of it, glad that I watched it. So
yeah.
that's probably up there for me.
I'm gonna go with that too, Lone Wolf McCade, because of the ones I watched, that was the best one. And like I said, I watched him as Walker growing up. I didn't watch a lot of his movies until recently. So yeah, I would go with Lone Wolf McCade at the moment.
Hey, Zagnor, how's it going? He says, watch Sidekicks. It's
Ooh,
amazing. That's one I haven't seen. So I appreciate the suggestion. Is that one that you came across on Tubi, Andrew?
I'm checking. I don't recognize the title. Um, Let me see. Oh, I think it is on Tubi, actually. I just missed it.
Okay.
Let me verify on IMDb real quick. Yeah, let's see. Yep, it's on Tubi.
But what's the IMDb score on that?
Negative. No, I'm kidding.
Oh God. You actually had me going for like a split second there. I was like, no freaking way.
Imagine if that was possible. It's actually a 5.3 out of 10. So
Okay, well, okay,
solid.
so here's the thing. Well, with different scores that you see on IMDb, you kind of have to correlate that with the type of movie that you're going into.
Yeah.
Because if I'm watching like, uh, you know, oh God, I wish I knew how to articulate what I'm
I know
thinking.
what you mean. Some people go on there, they give 10 stars, but a bad review or a silly review, or they give 1 star. Like the
Yeah,
ratings, it's a grain of salt. Um, I want to read the
yeah, and
description because this is great. Just real quick, sorry. A bully teen who fantasizes about being Chuck Norris's sidekick trains in martial arts to fulfill his dreams. That actually sounds like a fun like kids movie. Like if you watch that growing up,
yeah.
that sounds like a fun movie.
Jonathan Brandy's, Bo Bridges, Mako. Are those other Chuck Norris films?
They sound like it. I was gonna say maybe like the Three Stooges or something like of his movie.
I didn't know that there was a stooge named Bo Bridges.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, what you say is Jonathan Brandy's Bo Bridges Maku. Oh my.
Oh, geez. That's our joke of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be here all week.
Thank you. Yes. 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 Oh, actors. Okay.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, with IMDb, it's depending on the movie, the rating can be accurate, but
Yeah, and for a Chuck Norris movie, I'd say that what would you say it was 5.3?
5.3, that's around what they usually are.
Yeah, yeah.
Because a
I'd say
lot of
that
these
that's
were like
still watchable.
6-ish. Yeah, a lot of these, like I'll look up Lone Wolf McCade. I want
I
to
think that was like a 6.3 or 6.7.
you got it on the dot 6.7.
Oh
Um,
my
you
god.
got it on the
Don't even.
you got it on the dot, 6.3. So
Gotcha. Well, and yeah, I mean for a movie of that kind, I'd say that's pretty dang good.
yeah, I'm curious now if there's any funny trivia on this movie. I just want to see.
I think one that I saw said that Chuck Norris was commenting on David Carradine's acting or martial arts ability, and
I was just oh, sorry.
he said David Carradine's as good a martial artist as I am an actor, and I truly don't know which direction to take that comment.
I was gonna say that's exactly what it's. Yeah, it's like, but it does say that there was no stunt doubles used in the final fight. So,
Okay, yeah, I
um,
believe it. I
but
believe it.
you know what? That is like the most Chuck Norris quote ever, where you don't know if it's a compliment or an insult. You take it how you want. Oh, apparently, according to the producers, had Bruce Lee been alive at the time, he would have been offered the part that eventually went to David Carradine.
Oh, okay.
And they would have billed the film as the rematch of the century.
Damn, what a lost opportunity.
I know. Oh man.
And I think back on the fight between Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris in Way of the Dragon,
Mhm.
and honestly, as silly as it was, I mean, they were just so good in it. You know,
Yeah.
it was very much you know 80s movie action, but it was like elevated 80s movie action.
Yeah.
Mako was the sorcerer in the Conan movies.
I've never
Oh,
seen those.
Conan. Oh my goodness. Okay, so when I was a kid, I remember watching Conan the Barbarian and
Mhm.
Conan the Destroyer. Those were Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan
Yeah.
movies. And Conan the Destroyer is quite a bit lower in quality than Conan the Barbarian. If I remember correctly, I think that one was straight to VHS, but I could very well be wrong on that. I do know Red Sonja, which was the spin-off from those movies, I'm pretty sure was straight to VHS. And that movie is dog shit. I got you couldn't pay me to watch Red Sonja again. But
Oh man.
Conan the Barbarian, what a classic movie. I mean that was so much fun.
Yeah, I gotta check it out now. I was gonna say I read this piece of trivia for Lone Wolf McKay that made me laugh. It said that there was long rumored after the final fight in the movie, after they cut, that Norris and Carradine kept fighting because Carradine had kicked Norris kind of hard, and Norris said, "Do it again and see what happens." And Carradine did it again, but it was debunked by Carradine in his autobiography because my guess is he was too embarrassed to say Chuck Norris beat him up, if true. But
Red Sonja episode when never.
on the 4th of Neverary.
Yeah, exactly. I do want to watch those Conan movies.
I
Do
do
it.
too,
I mean,
just not Red
absolutely.
Sonja.
Yeah, just not Red Sonja. I mean, when I watch movies, I try to look for good within the bad,
Mhm.
and some movies are definitely a lot harder to do that for than others. And Red Sonja is a movie that I truly just cannot find any good in.
Yeah.
I mean, even
That's fair.
for even for 80s fantasy, it's just not
Wow.
good.
It's
But
got a
but
5.1 out of 10 on IMDb.
Red Sonja does?
Yeah.
That's way too high.
Am I correct in ass I thought I heard there's gonna be, like, a reboot of Conan or a remake or something?
So I don't
Or
know that. I mean, you had the one with Jason Momoa that just completely bombed at the box
oh,
office,
yeah.
and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that
Oh,
there's a lot
no,
that
I
they could
see
do
it.
with that property, but
That one's got a
I'm
5.2 out of 10 on IMDb.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
it
Well,
just
well,
based off the poster, this looks so 2010s fantasy trying to start a franchise. I gotta show this real quick because this is something else. It's like everything. This tells me everything about the movie.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, that is literally every movie poster from the 2010s.
Oh, I know.
Every
Yeah.
single one.
Yes. Yeah. Oh man, that's
Uh,
funny.
better or worse than that one fantasy movie Michael
Oh,
loves that
Quest
you
for the
all
Mighty
covered.
Sword. It's got to
I
be better.
can't.
Quest for the Mighty Sword was awful.
Quest. Oh yeah, Quest for the Mighty Sword is a blight on my
I
existence.
and I can't believe that episode did so well view wise. Like no one's ever heard of that movie. Why?
there's obviously a market for movies like this. I just hate that it's us.
I know. It's like we've talked about Civil War, John Wick, Heat, and
uh, it's a
um,
sequel set many years after the first one. Are you still talking about
okay.
Conan?
Yeah, Ding had said there's a
Okay.
rumor of a King Conan movie that Arnold will come back as
Oh,
Conan.
okay,
That's what I
gotcha,
heard of because that was announced a couple months ago, like not too long
gotcha.
ago. And I'm not even like again, I have no knowledge of Conan or anything. I just remember seeing that. So could you imagine Arnold at what 70 something? I am the Conan. Oh well, I'm not gonna do an impression
I
there.
I really wish that you would have finished that sentence.
Cut.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
See, that's way better than anything I could have done.
I'm looking for Sarah Connor. No, but seriously, I mean, watch watch Conan the Barbarian. With Arnold Schwarzenegger, because
Okay.
I mean, you have James Earl Jones playing a sorcerer named Thulsa Doom, who who shoots Conan with an arrow that turns into a snake. It's incredible.
What kind of biblical fantasy is going on there?
It's amazing.
You know what? I gotta check it out. 80s fantasy is a unique and special fever dream. And so,
It is because
you
they
know,
just threw everything at the wall. There were
yeah.
no limitations.
And I will say this: what makes me laugh about people nowadays saying that everything is trying to launch a franchise or an IP. They did that a lot in the 80s with a lot of fantasy movies of it either being knockoffs or just trying to launch franchises and stuff that you're like, this is
Yeah,
the same movie. But they all had a different charm to them than what you
they
see
did.
nowadays.
Yeah,
So
they really did.
yeah, which they're just fun to watch. Like, even if you're like, I have no idea what's going on. But yeah.
Kind of like Quest for the Mighty Sword. I had no freaking clue what was
Mm,
happening,
I, I
and I wanted
think
so bad
I
to just
think I
turn it
put that
off.
I think I put that below Attack Force as the worst movie we've talked about because our Mount Rushmore of bad well, I don't know if it's Mount Rushmore, but the top 3 worst are Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Attack Force, and Quest for the Mighty Sword. Those movies are ones that I would never recommend, never want to watch again. You can pay me
Right.
to watch it again. Even if someone said, here's $1 million.
He shot his woman with a snake and crucified Conan. Okay,
Uh,
I appreciate you correcting me because
he
it's
shot
been
a snake.
probably yeah it's been probably 20 years since I watched that movie. I watched it once as a kid, and then I watched it again as a teenager. I actually rented it from a movie rental place, like literally walking distance from my house, called Movie Gallery,
Nice.
and that was also where I got my first taste for Steven Seagal, because I rented a Steven Seagal movie from there called I think it was called like Into the Dark or something like that. It's about, vampires and people being like, vampires invade a hospital, people are trapped in the hospital. Steven Seagal is on the cover, like he is center of the cover, and he's in that movie for 5 minutes.
Somehow they thought that was the best marketing. I don't know.
It was the best marketing because otherwise nobody would watch it.
Yeah, the thing Seagal's movies, the titles never fit. They don't make his movies never fit or make any sense, but like we gotta do a Steven Seagal topic episode at some point. But I watched Attack Force. That was enough Steven Seagal. I just watch Space Ice's videos on him because those are like 10 minutes. I get the quality of the story, and that's enough for me.
Belly of the Beast is the Steven Seagal mega blockbuster hit movie
where he shows the world that driving in a building is way better than walking around. Like the one he just did. Steven Seagal, he like stops a bomb from going off, and like 5 minutes later in the movie, he sets the bomb to go off. And like just he like the way he moves the gun, I can't even describe it. He just like he moves like a Rubik's cube. Scene. Yes, he does. Yeah.
Now we know if it was Chuck Norris handling that gun, everybody would just drop dead simultaneously.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Chuck Norris doesn't shoot a gun. The bullets just spontaneously emerge within people that he aims the gun at.
Yeah. Oh man. Poor Chuck for bringing up Seagal too much.
I know.
I would love to see a fight scene, I would have loved to have seen a fight scene between Chuck and Seagal. Like Seagal sitting down doing this, and Chuck just kicks him and flips him into Kingdom.
Well, I mean, with the advent of AI, we can make that happen.
I guess that's true.
I actually saw every now and then my algorithm feeds me like shitty stupid AI videos, but there was one that I came across that was actually kind of cool. It was it was Donnie Yen as Ip Man fighting Captain America.
Oh,
and as weird as AI makes things look, that one actually kind of looked okay. Now, I mean, not that this is me, advocating for more AI videos, but every now and then I come across one that's kind of cool.
Yeah, there was one that was like Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. I saw that.
I think I saw that one too.
Yeah, for AI videos, it was fine.
Yeah,
it still didn't. It's not going to replace movies as of yet, but yeah, it looked decent,
Yeah,
but
this is something we have to, this is something we have to advocate for now. We have to say, okay, who here can make an AI video showing Chuck Norris fighting Steven Seagal?
This is our campaign for the year,
and just kicking the freaking snot out of him.
Yeah. Oh, well, I gotta say, I think this background you have is from Missing in Action. Because there's the helicopter, and because the prequel is when he is in prisoner of war. And there's a scene where the helicopter they're in it's gonna crash. So they all jump out of the helicopter. But what I actually thought was cool that they did is they as each one of the military people were jumping out, the movie would pause and it would say what their title was and then have Missing in Action over it. And that's a little detail that I don't think you would see nowadays.
Yeah.
I just thought it was neat. So
I tell you, man, 80s movies were a completely different beast. Nowadays they're worried about like making sure the audience stays engaged. They're worried about developing the next big IP. They're worried about reboots and remakes and sequels and prequels. They think
our
and spin-offs.
Intelligence is like this.
Yeah, exactly. But back then, they just made movies for the hell of it, and it really showed in how much fun the movies were.
Yeah, well, and they allowed filmmakers to be creative. Like if a movie didn't work, so what? Move on to the next one. Now it's like if a movie didn't work, your it's hard to go anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
true. I would say it is. I've seen some videos where I didn't even realize they were AI.
Yeah.
It's rare, but yeah.
And the thing with Hollywood these days is everything hinges on the box office.
Yep.
And the reason for that is studios these days want that next big IP. They want that sequel. They want that reboot, that remake, because they know that that's what's going to get butts in seats.
Yep.
It is so hard. It is
Yeah.
so hard for a filmmaker or a writer to get a screenplay off the ground because most studios will look at something and say, "Oh, it's original. It's not going to make money." And they're not going to look twice at it. That is
Yeah.
why I am so thankful that we have studios like A24 who are
I was
advocating
just
for all
about
of
to
these
say that.
indie filmmakers.
Look at Backrooms, a 20-year-old director. Like a major studio would look at that and go, "No, you're have no experience, not gonna be a hit." This could be the trailer looks awesome.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's why I like these indie studios like A24 because they consistently put out amazing stuff. So
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Now, and now, unfortunately, wasted opportunity. I wish we could have gotten an A24 Chuck Norris movie.
oh, that would have been cool.
The whole thing would have been like the trippiest of Chuck Norris jokes. It's like Chuck Norris walks down the street. It's like, why are explosions following me?
It's him like trying to figure out his life, like
Yeah, exactly. His whole life is a Chuck Norris joke, and he's just like a passive observer of it.
yeah, yeah. He's like he doesn't like. It'd be funny if like he doesn't like the jokes, and then by the end of the movie, he's making the jokes.
Didn't mean to retract what? What did you retract? What
Trolls.
happened?
But it's true.
Oh,
Like back then, like any of these movies we talked about with Chuck, or any of the ones that I watched with Chuck, you would go see it because it was Chuck Norris.
exactly.
It didn't matter. Trailers weren't online like they were nowadays. So, but nowadays it's like the trailer has to sell you. The story has to sell you. Da 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 da. And it's like I just want to watch a Chuck Norris movie. Like
Exactly.
because like a lot of these movies, if it wasn't for Chuck Norris, I probably never would have watched them.
Exactly.
So
And
yeah,
that brings it right back to, what we were talking about, how, the action star in the 80s made the movie. But people didn't go because they were looking to watch a good movie. They were going because they wanted to see this action star kick the snot out of people.
exactly.
And if they got what they wanted, then that movie made stupid money at the box office.
Yeah, yeah. And I would say as a movie fan nowadays, I still have a few actors and directors that I am that way where it's like they make a movie, I'm gonna watch it.
Oh,
But
100%.
in the general audience, it's kind of a lost art. I'm not gonna say it's completely gone because I think there's still actors that can sell movies outside of an IP. But you are seeing a lot of these actors join IPs because it's going to be a mega hit. You get a big actor and an
Yeah.
IP guaranteed $1 billion. I don't know, like
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's both a good and a bad thing because
yes,
you have actors who jump into these large IPs. Like, okay, take for example John Boyega from the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
mhm,
His acting breakthrough. I mean, he had been in stuff before, but
mhm,
his big entrance into the spotlight was Star Wars,
mhm.
and he hasn't really been in much of note since then. Uh, and but then you also have actors like Chris Evans, who he was in some good movies before. He came
Mhm.
in and then he came in as Captain America, and that was his career for a
Yeah.
long time. What have we seen him in since then? I
I
mean,
maybe Knives Out, I guess, would be
what
his biggest hit.
so yeah, no, but Knives Out, but that
But
was also kind of in the middle of that career.
well, that's
I
a good
mean,
point. Yeah,
the
that's
the
true. And
only
he's
movie
probably
that I can
coming
think
back.
of, the only movie I can think of after Endgame that comes to mind that has Chris Evans in it is Red One, and
Oh,
that movie tanked at the box office. Two, no one talks about it because it was mediocre at best, and
mhm.
and three, I mean, it shows that unfortunately, just because you're part of a huge IP, that doesn't mean you're going to have a successful career outside of it.
Yeah.
So
Great. Yeah, he did the Netflix movie Gray Man, and that one was, it was okay.
yeah. Well, okay. So I'm going to say I think Chris Evans' best acting role
Mhm.
was in Snowpiercer.
Not another teen movie. Oh yeah, Snowpiercer.
Damn. I, I come in with one of the most like dreadful dramas of the last decade, and you come in with not another teen movie. Oh man.
Oh, Captain America, don't come after me.
Yeah, well, but yeah,
Um,
yeah, and it's unfortunate because yeah, these actors will have successful careers while their time with that IP is active,
yeah,
but once it's gone, for the most part, so is their career. I mean, not that they're not going to
yeah,
get acting roles, but they're not going to get like the spotlight put back on them, other than to
right.
say, oh well, he was in this movie that bombed at the box office.
Yeah. Well, I'll throw Marvel its directors, but like the Russo brothers, they have
Yeah,
made Mount Rushmore level of MCU films. Like all their MCU films have been hits, right?
yeah, oh yeah,
Um, and I love all their MCU films. Outside of the MCU, like the movie I mentioned, I think they did The Gray Man. There are like 3 or 4 movies since then have not been hits or really that good. I didn't even watch the one they did on Netflix last year with like Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown.
oh like
Um,
electric something something.
yeah, and what I didn't like is that everyone and their dog was in that movie, and I was like, "There's probably no story there if it's just a bunch of cameos."
Yeah.
Um,
And Netflix
so
spent over
no, yeah,
$300 million
I
just on the
know.
budget for that movie. Holy
That
shit.
that was part of the thing that I was like, "I'm not interested in that." But that's an
No
example
movie
of,
is
like
worth that.
no, and not one like, not a streaming movie either. But that's an example of, like I think that you find what works best for you. You find a formula that works best for you, and that it doesn't always translate to other things.
Yeah.
But then within that, people will say, "Okay, now I'm just gonna hone in on this formula," and then it can feel a bit repetitive.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Unfortunately, Hollywood just doesn't really take chances anymore. And, so,
yeah.
okay. So you remember a few weeks back, I posted about that movie Ninja Assassin. Um,
Yeah.
so that movie was made with a budget of like $40 million,
Mm,
which but by today's standards, that's like pocket change.
yeah.
Um,
That's an indie budget right there.
yeah, exactly. And I was watching it and I'm like, holy crap, this movie is just so much freaking fun. It didn't do well at the box office, but it also kind of marked, the turning point of Hollywood where the original mid-budget film just does not exist anymore.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because there's a lot of hidden gems in that
Yeah,
category. Because I have never been of the impression that box office equals quality.
of course.
And the thing is, a lot of people like a movie like that, which I am curious to check out at some point. They use every penny of that 40 million to go towards the movie and the quality of the movie, versus a big studio is going to use a lot of that 40 million to get big stars in the movie,
Yeah,
which is not inherently a bad thing, but that can also take away from some of the meat and potatoes of the movie, and you just
yeah,
get I don't want to call it slop, but you can get a not so good end product.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And you're right. There are some, diamonds in the rough here and there, but for the most part, they're not the movies that are making money.
Yeah.
And the only exception to that I have come across lately is Iron Lung.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean that movie made like what, by the time it finished, like $40 million at the box office on a $3 million budget. I mean that is
Yeah.
outrageous. Um,
And
and
to think
then
like Markiplier, outside of I would say outside of his world, is probably not too well known. So that alone is impressive.
right.
I don't know if that's factually true or not, but you know,
Well, he had. I mean, I forget how many subscribers he has. I think it's
it's
like
like
30
almost
million or
40
something like that.
million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
So
mean, still, still, I don't know, man. Things like that
mhm.
make me long for, the heyday of Chuck Norris,
Yeah.
where you had people just making movies just to make the movie,
Right.
not to jumpstart a Hollywood career, not to launch some crazy IP, not to make a sequel, a reboot, a prequel, a spin-off, whatever the hell. People just
Yeah.
made movies.
And that's the thing. My favorite story about not making a sequel is Steven Spielberg with E.T.
Yeah,
because that movie was a big hit. I love that movie. It's one of my all-time favorites. But the studio approached Spielberg on making a sequel. And he worked on it, tried to work on it, but he could never find a story that was worthy enough. And so he was like, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
If E.T. came out nowadays, there'd be a theme park, a video game, plushies, sequels, prequels of him on his planets. Like,
Yeah.
it would just be oversaturated. And it's like, sometimes the beauty of a movie is that it is its own thing.
Yeah.
You get a complete
Absolutely. You put
story.
that so well.
Yeah. So, like E.T., I can watch that every time, and I cry at the end every time. I know it's going to happen, but that's it. It's perfect
Yeah.
as is. It doesn't need to be touched. So,
Well, I mean, you even have Project Hail Mary, which don't get me wrong, fantastic film. It's great. But yeah, but even still, it's based on something. It's part of an IP now,
yeah,
and Andy Weir, the author, said that he's supposedly considering working on a sequel, which. Well, which okay, don't get me wrong. Yeah, more of that story is cool and all, but the way that it ended was so perfect for the
oh,
story they were
yes,
telling that I do not want anything added to it. I mean that is its own thing in my opinion.
yeah,
And now it's kind of going down that road. As much as I didn't want it to, it's going down that road, and
yeah,
it's heartbreaking. It truly is.
yeah,
Well, I mean, will a sequel book probably be good? I mean, yeah. I mean, Andy Weir is a fantastic writer. He'll
yeah,
probably find a way to make it work. But
yeah,
I'm not going to be somebody who goes into it with the excitement of I want more of this story. I'm going to go into
yeah,
it thinking, well, I'm going to read it so I can see what happens.
yeah. No, I agree, and I'm still working my way through the book. But I have seen the movie, and I thought that was about as perfect of an ending as you could have for that story. And
Yeah,
I honestly don't know where you could take it without it being maybe. And again, I have no doubts that Andy Weir couldn't write a great sequel. He most certainly can. I love his books, but it's fine as is. It's like it leaves it in a way that you can use your imagination to be like, oh, this is what Grace is up to.
yeah,
Um, like with Interstellar. I know that
yeah,
people have been comparing the movies, but that's an ending where it's like you have an idea of where the characters are continuing, and you can use your imagination to have your own theories. But we don't need an Interstellar too.
right.
So yeah,
Uh, oh well. I could wax philosophical about this stuff all night, but we were talking about Chuck Norris. Damn it.
of course, yeah. But you know what? It fit though because it spawned off what made the '80s so special as far as movies go.
Yes, yes. I
So
mean, the 80s were definitely like a film renaissance because it
yeah,
wasn't just action movies that we got
mm-mm,
that started really, building up the hype
yeah,
train for the genre. We got horror movies. Granted, Alien was 1979, but
right. But that's
but even
technically
even after that, we got
yeah,
Aliens. We
yeah.
we got Nightmare on Elm
Sci-fi
Street.
even, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause Star Wars
um,
was the '70s, but still Empire was '80, so
yeah.
yeah.
um, we got Crawl. Oh no! Oh my heart!
I some old guy just came out of nowhere and is telling me I need to go on this 10-minute montage adventure of walking in tights, so I will be right
So-
back.
suddenly, I'm out of breath. It feels like I went through a 4-minute montage of climbing up
Yeah.
this mountain.
What was the name of the weapon again? Was it called the Kroll?
No, no, it was the glaive.
The glaive, right? That had
Yeah.
no purpose.
Yes, Dingus. We've been talking about Chuck Norris, and
Wait,
and
who's Chuck Norris?
Chuck Norris is so powerful that he immediately erases himself from our memory.
Oh man.
Yeah, but yes, Spencer. We kind of launched into a tangent of what film used to be, back in the '80s, and
Yeah.
versus the state that it's in today. So, Chuck Norris. I mean, Chuck Norris is so powerful that he spawned multiple
Yeah.
conversations at once. So,
Yeah, there you go. You gotta make that the description of the video.
oh yeah, yes, definitely.
No, but it's cool because I think in like 5 years, if we're still doing the show, we can do a retrospective on Kroll. Kroll 5 years later. You know.
He's still climbing that mountain. God damn it.
They never finished the movie because he's still climbing.
Yeah, exactly. Dodging the occasional falling rock. Oh God.
Oh man.
All right. Well, I think we can call it for tonight.
Yeah.
But definitely, as but we only talked about Chuck Norris for about 35-40 minutes of this stream, but I am
Yeah.
glad that it spawned an actual like
Yeah.
really decent conversation.
Yeah. And he
Um,
definitely, like we said, played a pivotal role in why we're talking about what we're talking about. So
exactly. I mean,
yeah.
as few Chuck Norris films as I have seen, I can't deny how influential he has been on cinema and film as a
Yeah.
whole. I mean,
Oh yeah.
all the jokes aside, I mean that the guy is literally like one of the faces of Hollywood. I mean,
Yeah.
if there was a Mount Rushmore of film, he'd be on there somewhere.
Oh, you'd
And
have to. Yeah, you'd have to.
and I am forever grateful for the mark that he left on cinema. I mean,
Yeah.
even I mean, he's been in good movies, he's been in bad movies, but
Yeah.
but his contribution to film cannot be understated. So
No.
you know,
I'm honestly, I'm sad to admit I hadn't watched a movie starring him till the show, but
yeah,
growing up with him was just so cool. So yeah.
we talk about Kroll so much, you got to watch. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll come out a changed man.
Chuck Norris is gonna haunt you if you do it. So whoa, that is quite the claim. Now Chuck Norris is gonna haunt you. So
Exactly. And then he'll go to turn on Kroll, and then Chuck Norris's ghost will just turn the DVD player off.
oh man.
The movie will come up, and Chuck Norris's ghost will invade the movie, and he will be Kroll.
Yes. No, and see that's the thing is whenever Chuck Norris never watched TV, his TV watched him. So
Exactly. Oh my goodness. Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris doesn't need the glaive to kill the beast. He just roundhouse kicks him.
no, he just looks at him and he dies.
Oh God. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for tonight. Andrew, do we have anything going on with Feast of Fandoms this week?
Yes. Tomorrow night, Monday night, on the Feast of Phantoms YouTube channel for MCU Monday, we're going live for our Daredevil Born Again reviews, season 2, episode 4, which was a phenomenal episode, by the way.
I was gonna say, how is this season so far?
Okay, so I thought season 1 was good, not that as good as like the Netflix show. I don't mean to compare. Season 2 is like Netflix level. Like it's
okay.
They have really pushed. It's good. It's great. Like it's off to a great start. I'm really enjoying it. So, and we get the Punisher special the week after it ends. So that's
holy
cool.
crap! They're really cranking it out.
Yeah. And then Thursday night on the Cantina Happy Hour, Cam and I will be on with David and Debbie to discuss Maul Shadow Lord episodes 3 and 4.
Oh, it's so good so far.
Looking forward to that. Oh yeah, I can't wait. What is it? Tomorrow morning the episodes will be out. So
I'll be at work, but
you're working on a page. And you're like, hold on, I see Maul walking through.
And exactly. I will stop mid surgery.
Yeah, of course.
And be like, hold on, give me like 45 minutes. I got to watch this real quick. Meanwhile, the patient's laying there with the skin of his nose butterflied out. He's like, excuse me.
Right. Oh, that's funny.
No, shut up. It's getting good.
And then Saturday night on the Dingus Den, we'll be going live for our Smallville reviews. It's episodes, and Spencer, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's 17 and 18 of season 2. So excited for that. And yeah, if it's not 17 and 18, don't quote me on it. So
all right, and for us next week over here on Cam and Focus, I remember I had sent this to you last week. I think where we're going to be talking about Dark City, which is like a noir thriller movie from 1998. And
I'm excited for it. It looks good.
Guess who it's directed by? Don't look
Neil
it up.
Breen.
Well, I wish. No, this movie was directed by Alex Proyas, which you might not recognize the name, but he is the reason I have this show because our first
Oh,
video was Gods of Egypt, and he directed Gods of Egypt.
what?
Yes. Yes.
Oh no.
So
I
the director of this movie directed Gods of Egypt among some other
thought you were
stinkers that
gonna
I've watched
say.
before.
I
Now,
thought you were gonna say he was my first interview on this show.
no, 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 no. He
No.
So, but here's the thing. From everything that I know about Dark City, it's actually a damn good film. It's really highly rated on IMDb. It's well regarded in the film community. It has a huge
Okay.
cult following.
So
So,
he must have fallen off a bit, I guess. I don't know. I have it on
see,
my
see,
Tubi watch list, so
my
there's that.
guess, my guess is that this is a movie that he made before the studios decided that they were going to be like, oh no, well this isn't the movie we want to have. So
Ah,
I thought, yeah, I mean, Gods of Egypt reeks of studio
does it
interference.
have? Is that De Niro? It has.
In
Does
Dark
he?
City?
Oh, that's not De Niro. Never mind. I'm just looking at the poster and it's small, so I can tell that this guy's profile kind of looked like
No,
he would.
Dark City
Uh,
is Rufus Sewell, Kiefer Sutherland, Jennifer Connelly, William Hurt, rest in peace.
oh wow, so it's got a pretty good cast. Okay.
Bruce Spence, he's another really good one. I mean, really, really great cast. But
Yeah.
just real quick, I'm looking at Alex Proya's IMDb. He
Oh
directed
no.
iRobot. He directed Knowing with Nicolas Cage, which came out in 2009. I still have my ticket stub from that.
Oh
Uh,
nice.
he directed The Crow, the original Crow.
Whoa.
Gods of Egypt, of course. I mean,
Oh man.
so this guy's been around, but I get the feeling
Yeah.
that Dark City is a lot more kind of an experimental film. So uh,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching it. I haven't seen it before, so
He really hasn't. The last movie he actually directed was Gods of Egypt because all his most recent director credits are all shorts.
And I bet
So
there's a reason for that.
yeah. Why does Gods of Egypt have a 5.4 on
That is
IMDb?
that's about
That
4 points too high.
that's about 5.4 points too high.
Ugh.
Oh, and funny enough, I have that movie on Blu-ray.
Masochist.
I'll say I found it at my thrift store, so it was only $1. And get this, it was still in the packaging.
Whoever bought it initially didn't even take it out to watch it. They got it.
My-
They're like, oh, nope, never mind.
My guess is someone got it as a gift and forgot they had it, and then was like, "I don't want to watch this."
I really hope whoever bought that as a gift was cut out from their life.
If you ever get me a movie like that, yeah, that's the final straw. So
Exactly. All right.
you send me the Emu War as a gift.
Oh, yeah, we'll see. Don't test me because I might.
Yeah, I don't think you're spending $25 on the Blu-ray.
You never know. I've spent more for less.
Oh, that's a new store motto right there. Spend more for less.
Oh God, that's see that's the slogan for America right now, unfortunately.
That is true. Yeah, I had to fill up gas earlier, and
Yeah,
oof,
it's brutal.
yeah, almost as brutal as watching Gods of Egypt.
uh, all right. Well, thank you, Andrew, very much for joining me in this discussion about Chuck Norris. Rest in peace to the king.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody who joined in the chat. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out Feast of Fandoms. We're there every Thursday, every Monday. Just so much content going on over there. Go subscribe to the Dingus Den. He was active in the chat.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for hanging out, Spencer. Lots of great comic book material down there. If you're into comic books, he covers a lot of material. So check him out if you haven't. And then, yeah, next week, right here on Cam and Focus, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sunday, we're going to be covering Dark City, which I really hope is better than Gods of Egypt. I
Well, that's a
really
pretty low
hope
bar, so it should be.
the bar was already set so low, it was on the floor, and you brought a shovel.
Oh no.
Uh,
Oh, no.
all right.
I guess
Well,
we'll find out.
yeah, exactly. We certainly will. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.